Creation. A world on the brink. In the age of sorrows, dangers abound, and cataclysms loom on the horizon. But it is not without heroes. The exalted. Those chosen and empowered by the mightiest of the gods are all around the world. They have, and can, pull us back from the precipice of oblivion. That is when they aren't too busy fighting each other. Now, chills as aura.
Did anybody else feel that?
Korak as Lythander. The seething moon.
I think it's time for us to get on the bus here, right? I mean, this is the way to get to Epic Universe, right? No? Wait, what do you mean that's closed?
Alatos is Gavel, the hammer of the Yosi.
What if we turn the rats into the buses?
That's so smart!
And Gamer X as everyone else. The dragon blood stole all my motes, can't have shit in Kamthahar. Must band together to save the dreaming sea, and reality itself from the greatest threat creation has ever known. All this and more on FateBreakers. Did you know Prasad in actual Sanskrit translates directly to savory?
Huh.
Neat.
I am not sure why the writers created the Savory Empire.
Why not?
For this, I don't know. There are worse things to name your evil leaders, such as the beta name for Palpatine, Kos da shit. And the current region of the Scarlet Empire in this game, relevant to Exalted actually, is one Tepet fuck off. Oh, spelled gosh. As such. It is pronounced, however, like you would expect, and in prior editions, he was one big jorkinet joke.
Oh, come on.
Things have slightly changed since then. Slightly.
Hey, yo, you like to jork?
Yeah, jorked it to the immaculate texts.
Nice.
Imagine someone whose kink was the Bible. Anyway. Unblinking Eye, what happened last time? Previously on this narrative, my old contact, Gavel, turned out to have survived that duel with the Wild Hunt and made her way to Kamthahar to finish what she was talking up when we first met and kicking the Empire's teeth in. It's very fortuitous that she chose now to come, because, well, I actually haven't explained my purpose in this city yet to them, beyond searching for the Shrike myself, who they've already found has been doing lingering inside the underworld here for bringing a Hecaton Kyre around. Beyond that, while this circle was able to infiltrate Kamthahar without raising alarms or a second wild hunt in these bounds, they have lost their first step of the war venture, as I am looking over your notes. Wait, is all this a fucking game to you?
Yeah.
We will have words about this later. Regardless, the essence and spiritual pressure of all of the hundreds of deities that walk Kamthahar daily and the several thousands of dragon blood have been a spiritual blocker for most of the troops, even currently housed in the Crucible of Rebirth, and with several other factors that you will be getting to over the course of your notes tonight. Hey, stop looking at my fucking session notes, man! No. Listen, I have enough trouble dealing with fucking essential silence already. I need as much information as I can to beat that dickhead out in terms of mystery solved. Oh, what's this? Miracles of Divine Flame out now. To backers. Oh, good to hear. He's not showing up in this session, is he? No, that's a different exigent from the sheet who might be popping up. Oh, good to know. Anything else that that unblinking eye left out?
Not that I can think of, anyway.
Well, you guys did make this monstrosity of a map for
Correct.
the Kamthahar district that we'll be focusing on, because we can't cover an entire city in such a globe-trotting, or direction-trotting game. This is a part of the world that's about the size of an Earth hemisphere. We can't cover all of it. I'm imagining that you guys probably enter much like you did in Malthus, from the eastern section. So you come right into what I can only describe as a moving drag show, as a royal worship procession is happening from the iconoclastic God Goth brothel.
Oh no.
Let me go find an example of the kinds of things you may be seeing, as effectively the Empire strips back is happening in front of all of you. Ah, yes, good. You are seeing a bunch of, from assorted genders, presentations, and clothing styles.
Oh my goodness.
A very horny parade happening in front of all of you.
Sure enough.
But the problem is, almost no one is acting horny about all of it. Like, there are massive crowds, of course, throwing, offerings and, prayer strips and some few talents of silver. Everyone seems to just be very respectful of it, and if anyone does get horny, that appears to be what the armed soldiers are for. Wait, what? Yeah, there's a bunch of, very scantily clad gods and, a couple of elementals and other, accepted entities within the, Kamthahari pantheon, just kind of doing a divine horny dance that no one is being horny towards.
Huh. Gavel just rolls her eyes at the act she is witnessing in front of her.
You hear, Somnia speaking in the back of your head. As baffling as this sounds, this actually is a scheduled, planned parade that I picked up on some of my children having read in the Dream Spheres. It is coming near the end of Descending Wood, so this is when that would happen.
And is there any reason why they're dressed up like this?
Well, because they come from the they come from the sect of most effervescent reproduction and expansion. It's more sinister than it sounds, but not for the reasons you'd think. Mainly because they have heavy links to Clan Orphis and expansionism. This isn't just a sex show. This is a celebration of several adoptions the clan has made of outcast Dragonbloods into the family. Thus, it's also a military show of strength. I would expand more on my current findings, but unfortunately, I can't talk over this din quite as well, and I'm a little distracted.
Perfect.
You of all people, Lunar. Really?
Yes, of course, it was me all along. Gio.
Those who live in glass houses shouldn't throw balls.
You're right. They should throw orgies.
Yes, that's what they're doing right now. Alright, in regards to other upkeep from, give me a moment to think of if this would proc now. Yes it would. Gavel?
Oh, no.
As this parade is going on, your Wayward Divinity Oversight is pinging en masse as now that you've reached, like, the highest, that your essence is going to be going for the foreseeable future, it might rise higher, like, post-campaign if you survive that long, but Essence 5 is max playable that you could get to. You're seeing a lot of, dematerialized gods hanging around, both also enjoying the show, but there are some gods here that do not match anything from local environs. You're in the southeast of creation, so all of the gods, divinities, and elementals would be either aspect towards wood or fire, you'd think. Elemental pole of fire is in the south, elemental pole of wood is in the east. Why are there so many air spirits?
That is a good question indeed.
Air is up in the north. That is from, real-world equivalent of all the way to Mars in terms of how far it would take humans to travel from real life. Like, that is a very, you are seeing you're seeing some ice spirits that appear to be very carefully staying in the shade, even though they're immaterial and thus can't really melt. They all appear to be wearing, effectively pins marking them as guests of House Bawaro. So presumably they're here on some level of official business, but the fact that they're here at all is deeply weird, because it would be like... imagine if you went to the South Pole and just saw a bunch of people from Australia.
Huh. Let's see.
Like, that's the level of raising questions that raises.
Right. Okay.
I think that with your super non-active sight, you could also detect the darkness and bad vibes that scare demons that is associated with the Neverborn. As to, there's a Shadowland somewhere in this city. Map-wise, we can see where that is at bottom left, but you would know probably roughly where it's located just from glancing around.
Okay.
Conspicuously a path the parade is avoiding.
Is there any official sort of basically doing a guiding the parade at all?
Pure Way monks.
Okay.
Who are also not dressed in normal monk attire as well, dressed in what I can only describe as ceremonial lingerie.
Okay.
And they are throwing spare clothing items out to the crowd.
Weirdly, this particularity comes up a lot in Rex's sessions.
What? No, it doesn't!
I don't know if a lot, but it's definitely more than one.
Oh, goodness.
Perhaps it has come up... Oh yeah, that thing did kind of happen with Octavian. I guess guilty as charged in this case. As this parade is going on, I is still with you, and he just mutters... I have some time commitments, but before I go, I do have the offer, as we are reaching a lull as the next parade section crosses over. I recently learned a spell that will allow us to keep in touch and communicate surreptitiously via dreams. It also allows for limited transportation.
Limited as in?
If we all agree, we all immediately transport ourselves to the location of one person locked in the spell. In case you end up going to the underworld as part of this, I think you've also picked up on the undead elephant in the room. Or perhaps, depending on if you send one of yourselves to... I'm assuming you're after the literal Jade Mountain as one of your points of interest. If one of you goes there, we may all meet up there for... While I won't personally... my commitments are elsewhere, but if it comes to hunting down my current target, who may have his fingers in the pie, then I will assist.
Sounds like a good idea.
Alright, he's going to use an excellency to build will for a sorcery spell. He is going to activate his shaping ritual, which is the sorcery version of Gatekeeper's Wisdom, the ritual that Lythander himself has, via looking at the Horny God Parade. Counts as learning about local spirit courts in the area. Oh, by the way, Lythander, watching the Horny Spirit Parade also counts as your shaping ritual for this session.
Okay.
So, get 2 will!
Alright.
And that is enough will to get the 5 for Unity of Dreams. Up to 5 participants. The participants may commune in a shared dream space, communicating when they're asleep regardless of distance. If the participants have intimacies towards each other, the shared sense of community adds 2 to their resolve against influence actions to weaken them. Lasts for the rest of the story, and the teleport effects, too.
Okay.
You now have Kodak. I should note, because Unblinking Eye is an exigent, and Prasad is way cooler than exigents with the realms, than the realm, this isn't really causing too much of a stir. There are a couple of odd looks as his anima is starting to glow up a little bit at this, but he tosses a few coins to a particularly scantily clad buff dude in the crowd, and they ignore him after that.
Okay.
Now, if you excuse me, I have a meeting I have planned. He would actually be a little more specific than that. Give me a moment to finish swallowing this water. I have a hobby shop I need to visit. I have a contact there who... And he actually pauses and looks at Aura. You may wish to accompany me. They have some documents of a new gateway variant they were planning on working on that concerns, if I've identified you as I think I have, then the city.
Sounds
It
good.
means El Dorado.
Sounds good. Any excuse to get away from here, I'll take it.
Alright, so it sounds like, Aura's gonna be headed towards, the card game store. Is there any particular location Gavel wants to have before event flags pop in to have the GM focus on what, to have the GM scene focus?
Okay. Is Stargazer nearby?
Stargazer is... A couple of your generals have kind of come out after donning, turbans and head wraps and enough, like, headscarves to disguise themselves. You know, everyone's going incognito, including your generals.
Yes.
He's just kind of standing with, General Abigail, who are just kind of... Abigail is just shaking her head, looking just kind of disrespectful. You would think they would be more dignified than this. I don't know much about divine worship, but this can't be holy, right?
It would appear that it is among their traditions, so yes, it does count.
Stargazer is actually looking up and muttering, I think it actually might. If you look up there, you can actually see Venus. Sure enough, he points up and, yep, that's a little bit of a daytime glimmer of, Venus up there. The planet.
Okay.
So this is a parade that she has some connection to, which isn't surprising. This is the Maiden of Serenity. This is her job. Currently has a little bit more of a slack to pick up after you murked one of her 20-ish, chosen. In any case, Stargazer actually pauses and makes sure to pulls both you and Abigail into, like, a side bodega. Did you notice one of the adoptees they're parading around had a lot of changes, mutations. And as he points this out, you look and that's one of the Dragonbloods that you fought with back in the Wild Hunt. Back around the time when Iolda showed up and was driven off. He has way more eyes than he should, and a large amount of the kelp and plant life that was growing out of his head as like wood aspect markings have grown into like prehensile tentacles. He's trying to hide them with his own headscarf and other gear, but this is a man who has clearly been capital M mutated. He is far from the only one. Gavel, we're going to come across many of the Dragonbloods, and even some of the mortal troops. I heard that you encountered some massive demon that briefly slipped the leash in Malpheus, right before we caused them to retreat.
Indeed.
Did it happen to leave anything behind?
I'm trying to remember if it did or not.
It did, as part of the being forcibly returned to Malpheus process, and I think as the consequence of failing a venture step of some variety. Oh, yeah, and causing the Wild Hunt to retreat. It ended up scraping its foot or something on a rock and bleeding, and a bunch of it got on the enemy troops as they were evacuating.
I see. Okay. Well, a little bit of its blood got left behind, yes.
That explains it, but I think that, Somnia would manifest to everyone by now. Just, assuming what looks like a more humanoid form, which is basically just her minus the boat body.
Mm-hmm.
I can confirm that, yes, this was the Orochi. I don't know much about demons. What exactly does this mean? Part of the reason why it's one of the more feared combatants of the Unquestionables is even when you are fighting him, causing him to bleed or causing them to bleed, it stands just as likely a chance of decimating your own troops via mutations. You're aware of the mutations that happen from ambient wild radiation. These are somewhat of that same vein, but they also tend to be... They lead to more demonic features. Which has caused quite the... And this actually was an additional factor I wanted to bring up from my prior surveillance, is... This has caused a good amount of strain and disconnect from veterans from that Wild Hunt who have returned here, because they look much less human, but at the same time they are still princes of the earth and entitled to respect and worship. The other factor is that this has given them powers most Dragonbloods don't, in some cases. If you come to blows with them, they will have new tricks. A word of warning beforehand.
I see. Well, see if you can form some small groups here and there and try to ask around for some information, or maybe do some eavesdropping. The more information we can get about this, the better we can prepare.
That sounds like it's probably going to be the next step of the war venture, but we'll save that for after the assorted exploration scenes.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, we'll come back to Gavel later then, now that that particular stage has been set. Lythander.
Yes?
Someone is going to attempt to roll a persuade action on you to make them visit their shop.
Oh.
What are your virtues again?
Compassion and... give me 1 second to check. And I believe wonder.
That's a shitty roll.
I mean, that's 4 successes.
Well, this would be keying off... Yeah, that would key off your wonder virtue, so your resolve would be lowered by this.
I just wanted to triple check on that. I believe it's compassion and wonder.
Yep.
Yeah, compassion and wonder.
One, then, yeah.
Wonder is minor, compassion is major.
Okay, so resolve is lowered by 2 in this case. So, you receive, probably a wind-carried words, but it sounds different and distorted, like it's coming up from vibrations in the ground, as all of a sudden the words, "Come to the sea's bounty!" vibrate through your bones.
Maybe I should go to the sea's bounty.
Lythander now has the fucking Ubisoft, the Elden Ring joke, overlay on your brain now.
I will tell my companions that are still around that I'm going to be heading to a place called the Sea's Bounty.
I should check out the cave there. This is Lythander now, with all this shit popping up in his vision.
Oh my goodness.
Lythander, maybe I should investigate that shop.
Yes. Maybe I should investigate that shop. I wonder what's there. Could be anything. Could be $1,000 for all I know. Or pie.
Here, come in here quick, man. And a tentacle made out of water lunges you into the shop when you get close enough to see the sign.
Oh no, a tunted venom stinger.
No. Well, first it's a very differently shaped tentacle. This one is made out of water.
Oh no.
Stinger has physical tentacles.
Oh no, I'm going to be, what is it called? Nentied? Necktied. I'm gonna be necktied. Oh no!
Shh. Shut up. And the man, beyond the desk looks about as skittish as Lythander has in a couple of different past character arts, and you could tell this guy is a Dragonblood because he is oozing grease out of his body. Not just in the sense of him being a greasiest guy, there is actual, like, grease and oil oozing out of his pores, from essence usage.
Hello?
Okay, you heard my signal. I have some shit for you if you want to get it. I have to get this shit off my shelves real fucking fast.
And what's that?
He goes into, quickly jumps under a desk and pulls out what looks like a fishing rod. Here, I got this shit. I have to hand it off your hands. Well, we can talk prices in a moment. Let me run you through the quick sales pitch.
Okay.
This is the, scrolling into what exactly this is. This is Zoe's Delight. It is a devil-breaking rod. It's a magic fishing rod.
Why are you hunting me?
You want a magic fishing
No,
rod?
I'm good. Why would I?
No. Are you sure? It could turn into like a cool-ass melee weapon, and you could use it to shoot fish at people.
Do you act as if I don't have a shovel?
Well, it's a normal shovel,
Yes.
isn't it? Shit! And he pauses as he uses a 5-fold resonance stance to do a quick scan of the environment, as you're seeing some dirt and mud start to work his way into his anima as he shifts to Earth Aura.
Is this not legal?
Do you want to do a read intentions on this guy?
Sure.
Are your choice of embassy or awareness plus fortitude?
Embassy, awareness plus fort. Okay. Ha. 2.
His resolve is 2. That's a success. Oh. This is absolutely not legal. The reason that he's being so skittish and antsy about this is that these are super stolen goods.
Who owns this?
Me.
No.
But you, maybe.
Okay, let me rephrase this. Who is the person that used to own this?
A couple of ages back, I think some anathema used to have this piece, and a couple of others here true. I got them off of a source.
So the price is free?
No. The price is silver.
No, the price is... it's free.
He's going to go... let me go up to the exact embassy charm. Yes. The perfect price. Intuitively understands the worth of a given object, service, or favor in estimation of her target. Please tell me what Lythander would pay in regards to actual capital M magical items.
Like, for this? Like, for...
Or other things in his, inventory of similar power.
The Hearthstone is up for trade? I'm a lunar. Why do I need a Hearthstone?
The Hearthstone speeds up your moat regen, is why.
Yeah, but why would I ever have a home if I'm a lunar? The whole planet's my home.
Alright, shh. Okay, hang on. And he pulls you in deeper.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, you've got some shit mortals probably shouldn't have, so I'm assuming you're some kind of wizard or maybe a traveling exigent or something. Listen, the point is that you can make the most out of the kinds of shit I have in stock, right? Like, you get, like, a flaming sword, or a bag that's bigger on the inside or leads to elsewhere, and mortals can't make use of that shit, right? That's why mostly Exalted use them. Because you need, like, essence in order to get this shit working, right?
Maybe.
Alright, good. I'm guessing that you're some kind of outlander or whatever. Anyway. The point is, I've got shit for you, and I think that you could afford it just in terms of you having some essence manipulation, probably.
Oh. And I will pay silver for... How much for the fishing rod?
Well, before that, let me show you other stuff, because it might vary depending on how much silver you have. And he reaches underneath the shelf again and pulls out a little pot. I don't mean the plant. I mean it is like a garden pot, like what you would see in a real-life shop of about maybe a head-sized plaster. No, wait, never mind, that's jade. This shit feeds some motes in here, and it could grow basically anything.
I think I already have that.
Can doesn't mean will, the pot says.
Oh, you talk?
And dream, and hope, and wish, but he never asks about that, does he? Shut the fuck up!
So, what do you want to be free?
I never said I'm really imprisoned or anything by this. What I would want is as many motes as could be fed so I can resume my experiments, the pot says.
And what are your experiments?
I have hundreds of plants in the papers before I was created in my current form, as you see now, that I need to get around to growing in order to help my people. I need to find the perfect antidote, you see.
I see. I, put some mushroom spores on the plant. Or in the pot.
Do you spend a mote?
Yes.
Okay. In that case, let me roll for the artifact to see what exactly it's going to be capable of growing from this. I'm just going to roll 1d10, and this determines what kind of weird shit's going to come out of the pot. Oh!
Huh.
Lythander?
Yes?
What grows out of the pot is it's not a mushroom for some reason. It seems to be a completely different plant of a clover that is, one, it's bigger than a normal clover, and it has 4 leaves. Nope, 5. Nope, 6. Nope, 7. Nope. That appears to be an infinitely generating leaf clover.
Oh my.
Oh shit, this is it. Well, part of it. But it is a vital ingredient. Thanks, man. Hey, what? No, free samples, man. Fuck you. This is a free sample. Because I'm gonna... There's multiple of these growing, I should say. One of them is a little bit of plaster yanks itself off of the pot, cuts some of the clover leaves off and deposits, and yanks it back inside the pot's exterior. Alright, good. And what did you say your name was?
I didn't say my name.
Okay, I'm just gonna call you Mushroom Man for now then. Okay, Mushroom Man.
I mean, I could give you my name. I just said I never said my name.
Yeah, whatever. Mushroom Man.
Okay.
Listen, I need the perpetually generating clover shit is what I need in order to cast it. You see, I'm looking to make this spell to save Pete. Let me think of how the pot would phrase. This is medicine for ghosts.
Oh.
To help people. To help the conflicts between upper and lower souls ease into place so that they can either move on or heal, or if they're still alive and for some reason an upper and lower soul have separated for some godforsaken reason, tie them back together or save them from some nightmare like psychic effects.
And how much? So, question: how much is this pot?
I mean, you're asking for value and shit on. Like, let's say that you grow poppies with this thing, or weed, or fucking, you can make a real fucking panecchia, I'm sure, if you got the right know-how. That's what, I have on good authority that this thing used to be used to make, like, 7 bounties paste and mass, the really good healing shit. You really think money could buy something like that? No, I'm selling goods, services, and other equivalent items of equal value. That's like saying, oh, I'd like to spend 500 gold on this flask that could generate an infinite amount of water. Fuck you. You know how many kids that thing could feed?
I pour the flask in the pot.
There's no price that could be put on that.
Oh, you mean...
You do?
Yeah, I pour the flask with water in it, and I just keep it there for a bit too long that you would think that there's no way that much
It'd
water
run out,
exists in there.
Okay, yeah, you clearly understand what I'm talking about, and that kind of thing's priceless, right?
I bought it for 5 silver.
And I'm guessing that the shopkeep had some shit to run you by.
No.
Out of character, yes, he did. He was trying to get you into a shitty moneylender scheme so that you would never be able to pay that back via the fairy's heart's grace. But then you actually got it, and he just kind of kicked you out of his store because that was a debt you weren't supposed to pay back.
Oh yeah, I forgot. No, I thought I already had the plot. Or the flask.
This was as part of getting the flask, I think.
Give me 1 second.
In any case, capital A artifacts don't come cheap.
That's fair.
Alright, we'll get back to that in a moment. Here, hang on, I have these. And he reaches under the desk again and pulls out what looks like a bag of caltrops.
Oh? What are those?
Okay, they're made of a little bit of devil moon silver, but they also have some jade in it. And here, it does these. And he opens the bag and scatters a bunch of them across the ground, and it's like they're made of mercury, is the thing, and other kinds of weird.
So they are being
metals.
more liquid then, right now.
Yes.
Gotcha.
They're like rolling across the ground and appear to be transforming into other assorted shapes. Like, okay, see what I can do here. Make a bear trap. And the pharaoh fluid makes a bear trap. Now make a back scratcher. And the pharaoh fluid makes a bear trap. No, I said back scratcher. Back scratcher.
That is a back scratcher for some bears.
Turns into a sex toy. No, fuck. Make a back scratcher. Turns into a sword. Fuck!
I'll give you 4 silver for it.
No. I'm not looking for mundane silver and shit. I'm looking for favors or other kinds of magic shit. Remember?
Sure, what favor? Tell me the favor first.
Okay. The favor is that, worship. Worship me.
I don't think I'm allowed to do that.
Yeah, you are. I'm a Dragonblood. They do that shit all the time here. There's a whole parade going on upstairs where people are sucking dicks for to empower the Dragonbloods and all that shit. Like me.
You don't.
I mean, you don't need to do that for me, but just like worship, like prayer. Pray to me. Come on. I should know this guy is occasionally twitching in place. He may not be sober.
I will what is your name?
My name is, Jarol Leaf. And that's spelled Lief.
Alrighty, Jorel Leaf. I light a thing of incense. Oh, Jorel Leaf, hear my prayer. Giveth upon me.
Any attribute plus performance roll to see how well this prayer to him goes.
Give me upon thy treasures, and I will give thee upon a prayer.
Add a stunt, because that sounds relatively convincing.
6 successes. Oh, also, wait, I forgot. Because this is a lie, and I will be at active anima, I get, what essence are we, 5?
5,
That
yes.
is 11 successes.
Well, he's too tweaked out to notice your cast mark, and B, even without that, this is... I think you make a fraudulent prayer to him, yeah. And his eyes immediately dilate, his nostrils flare, and you just hear a tiny, oh, as his anima starts to flare as well from the prayer, even though the prayer was fake. This may have effects. More.
Payment first.
Alright, you know what? Fuck this. And the pot forces its way into your inventory. Leaf appears to be too glazed out to notice that, the jade pot up and walked over to you.
Alright, I will look at the jade pot and say, do you want to go somewhere very roomy?
Yeah, sure. Anything's better than this thief.
I point at my ring.
What's the environment like in there? I gotta know for growing purposes.
Infinite.
No, I mean like climate. Is it arid? Is it hot? Is it humid?
It mimics the wherever you want it to be, really. I mean, I will send him to... Do you want it to be humid? Do you want it to be airy? The climate can change depending on the person's wishes.
Hella humid. I need a jungle-like environment for my next phase of the
question.
work.
Do you want to be with my mushroom children that are still somehow in there? Okay.
Yeah, that could work. Alright, and the pot has entered the gall. More!
What will you offer me?
He leans over to the fishing rod.
But with how you look now, I feel like that should have been included with what I've given. Because you didn't give me anything yet.
Give me another performance check with finesse this time.
Man, I love how finesse is my low end as Lythander.
You're not a very subtle man.
That is 8 successes. Sorry, 9 successes.
And yet. Yeah, he doesn't notice that the pot walked away, so he still thinks he owes you something for the prayer.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, yeah, here. And he gives you the fishing rod, and as you put the fishing rod again, one, you realize, hey, this thing is made out of moon silver. You're a lunar, you resonate with that, so you could juice this shit for as much as it's worth. Second, this shapeshifts into a second shovel.
Oh? I thought you said it was a fishing rod, not a shovel. I already have a... I already have a shovel, you swindler.
And then it shapeshifts into a flame piece. Then it shapeshifts into an artifact sword.
Okay. Alright.
It's a Swiss Army fishing rod. Like the tube, but for weapons. Right. He actually does appear to reach to a pouch and actually, snort some cocaine. Like, that is just actual cocaine he's snorting. Here, you want some?
No, I'm good.
You're lost. Prince of the Earth, everyone! Fucking Lythander is rocking the whole Saitama look this whole time.
Okay.
Out of character, is there any other magical widgets or something you could think of that you can scam this guy out of?
Is this the caltrops?
Yes. He goes on hands and knees. Please. Please.
This feels kind of backwards.
A little bit, yeah. But this guy isn't in his right mind, to be fair.
Also, how does
It's
Luna
fair.
feel that I'm deceiving the Death Lord by taking her companion?
This is a very...
Alright, one more performance roll with a stunt. See if he doesn't fucking notice.
Honestly,
Oh my goodness.
I have a feeling that's
Honestly,
one
at
of the
this
reasons
point,
why I was asked for.
Honestly,
to
at this point, I feel like we might
mentor, I
need to
guess.
make that performance roll to see if other people around this guy would notice. I don't think this guy's gonna notice anything.
Let me actually pull open something relevant to this. From another Discord I made. From Darren's Discord, prior guest star, of what you notice as a result of this prayer to Luna in the corner of your eye. More on this thing in a moment, but I'm just getting the image there preemptively. Anyway,
I will now.
this guy passes
everything
out
he owns.
from divine ecstasy. And actual ecstasy.
Nice.
Alright, you got a bunch of fucking mundane silver.
am
Get a
going to
temporary
leave
secondary resources merit.
Leave a note that has a prayer on it to him.
Alright,
though.
as you exit the
Like
shop,
a pray
one of
card,
these things
a
is
praying
outside
card.
waiting for you. Mr. Seething Moon, that was quite the impressive performance.
Oh.
This is a little scrunko, like the size of a
Why,
dog,
thank
I
you,
should
I
note, with a little drum that it's just kind of vitally tapping its paw against. You would know that this is a Horizon Chanter. This is a Holy Spirit to Luna. This is like one of their messengers when they show up.
Okay.
Kind of like the Sun Mice, but more weird and esoteric.
Yeah. The moon squirrels and the sun mice have
Yes,
wars.
precisely. In any case, I see that you are doing the Argent Madonna proud with scamming that thief out of everything he owns. You have quite the impressive haul. She'll be very impressed when she stops by later.
Oh, she stops by here?
Oh, Luna himself will be making an appearance at some point in the near future. Well, yes, there was an exaltation shard that freed up, and relevant to that, and compared to this most recent heist, I was curious if you wanted to experience a mentorship opportunity.
I don't think I would be a good mentor. I mean, have you seen me?
That's precisely why I'm recommending you for a mentorship opportunity.
Well, you know what? I humbly accept.
Telltale pop-up of Luna will remember this.
Lythander is serious,
Oh,
though.
okay.
Like, Lythander will actually accept an apprentice if people think that he would be good
because
at
of all the shit that's happened over the course of this campaign, Lythander now counts as a lunar elder. Not just because he's Essence 5, because he successfully defeated Seven Obsidian Leopard in a duel and did a bunch of high-powered exalted shit beyond that. You have now made a capital N
also,
name for
don't
yourself.
forget, I was gonna say, don't forget also helping defeat demons.
Yeah, perma-killing the old spanking Octavian until he went back with his tails between his legs, killing the first Heart Eater.
What do you mean first?
There was
Ayo?
another one that was hinted at a couple sessions. That's why Nue's not here. She's dealing with that. Any case, the little Horizon Chanter just kind of drums on it a bit more. Now, I should note, this isn't directly my... That wasn't part of the message. What I just gave you was the message. This is just something I think you should probably know. You're a necromancer, right? Alright, well, keep it between you and me, but Luna did stop in the underworld at some point in the Dreaming Sea a couple of months back. Apparently there was some particularly big spoken ghost that was causing capital P problems via teaming up with something from the wild that required the moon's personal intervention. That is incredibly fucking rare for the moon to have to solve a problem themselves, by the way.
I know that.
Right, yeah, so the thing I'm mentioning is that, while he did succeed in ripping that thing to the threads with her bare teeth, and yes, I'm changing Luna's pronouns mid-sentence on purpose, they're the ultimate shapeshifter. In any case. when they finished ripping that thing to shreds, I picked up rumors about some of its gore and organs being grabbed by some of those new fuckers. You know, the dead ones that are still alive, the evil solars.
Yes.
But beyond just that, they're also bringing shit from... And the Horizon character just kind of scratches its tusk with its back leg for a moment. This little purple gremlin in fancy traveler's clothes. Yeah, the point is that they're coming here with that awful weapon, and awful as in OFFAL, like gore, but also awful as in terrible. They're coming for a bunch of Prasad's natural resources to use for the fucking loom. I don't need to explain to you what that is. It's been scuttlebutt across all the divine courts about what that fucking idiot Deathlord is doing.
Also, how does Luna feel that I'm deceiving the Death Lord by taking her companion?
I mean, I don't speak for Luna himself, but I'm sure she would find it fucking hilarious.
I have a feeling that's one of the reasons why I was asked to be a mentor, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, that's the message delivered. I'm gonna go back to, I got a few gods' names at that convention, and I'm gonna be headed back to the temple for the after party. See ya.
Take care.
And he just kind of, wets back the top of his head fur and adjusts something downstairs and leaves. I don't know why this session is so horny. Yeah, it's a little rabbit squirrel that is honestly
it's
in genre.
a rabbit. What do you expect?
Aura, let's go for you next.
Hello. I say to no one.
Yeah, that checks out. Alright, passing by, you might perhaps hear out of the corner of your ear as you're passing by this street and past the god brothel of Lythander having a quick conversation and then a guy just moaning.
I don't want to deal with that. Not today.
Yeah, I just kind of makes that contact with you, and yeah, that's for the best.
I've already got my hands full with.
Yeah, let's just keep walking.
Let's just ignore that. Pretend we didn't see anything.
Yep. A couple of blocks later, you enter into what appears to be a very upscale and boutique bookstore.
Right.
It appears to be incredibly fucking busy. Books are real fucking important for any burgeoning empire, and there's a lot of Prasadi, Sage, and Dragon casts up ahead, and I'm sure that you are stopped at the door and, for lack of a better term, frisked because lower caste and outsiders are not allowed to be in here. Thankfully, that's when Unblinking Eye just kind of reaches into his robe and pulls out, I am an official guest of House Akatha. Traveling exigent of truth.
Yeah, chill out, guys. I got my library card. It's all good.
And she is my +1.
It's all good.
And yeah, but they actually pay Aura no attention. It's entirely Unblinking Eye whose library card they pay attention to.
Damn, okay.
It's because you look foreign.
I know.
Your skin is too light.
I know. I haven't got the time.
In any...
Yeah.
Yeah, in any case. Pulls you, goes with you through the store. There are a lot of, primarily about half of what the store sells is a sort of religious texts. They tend to be way more loose with that in the realm, of course, with all the more open worship, even if they are adhering to immaculate prayer calendars to an extent. Including worship texts on how to worship the Dragonblooded. You're seeing what appears to be a Playboy centerfold spread of assorted Dragonbloods in holy tapestries. Yep, that is a picture of Malik up there that he almost certainly did not endorse in life.
Man, what is with today?
It is the end of Resplendent, or of Descending Wood. If anyone would be horny on Maine in public, it would be today.
Okay. Well, I guess I'll just respect it. Anyway, what did you have for me, buddy?
It's in the back here. One moment. And he, goes to a section that not many people have frequented because, he's pulling you towards what looks like a solid bookcase, but then pulls you through the illusion. It's an illusory bookcase that he just pulls you into a back room behind.
I should probably do an awareness check to make sure we're not getting followed or what have you.
Go ahead and give it a shot if you want.
Alright, I'll go ahead and roll an excellency on this. Oh, no. That's not too bad. 5.
You conspicuously aren't being followed is the thing. For example, Unblinking Eye has his version of Spirit Cunning Glance makes them visible in like an AoE aura around him, and he has that going, and you could tell he's doing that because that's a similar kind of like unseeing spirit stuff everyone else in your gang has. You conspicuously don't see any like even microbial spirits or little gods of tiny bookcases or anything else. This appears to be a hermetically sealed back room, for lack of a better term, in terms of magical shit to keep shit out. You're like, this is a fucking capital V vault here.
Pretty nifty. Not a soul knows we're even here.
There is a second real bookcase of he is doing the thing of pulling a book in the shelf, and yep, there's a hidden passageway that the bookshelf slides across behind. And then you walk through what can only be described as a several city blocks long tunnel for several minutes.
Alright.
Going all the way, this is heading further eastwards than when you started. Probably closer to the Royal Palace than anything else.
Oh, man.
At the end of this tunnel is a solid steel bronze, rather. A solid bronze portcullis. Steel is a little bit too new for it to be this widespread in a construction this old. A little rivet in the front opens, and you see someone's eyes through it. Password. With 5 dragons in with 5 dragons in cycle, the world spins on. That's last week's password. He's gonna try a roll to just figure out the password on his fucking own. Spending another excellency. Holy shit!
Goodness.
Hey, that's not too bad.
Alright, fine. Very well, the password is going to be... The jade erupts from the earth, fracturing the enemies on the mountain, and the password after that is simply going to be the word, non, and then the password for the week after that is going to be, okay, I get the picture, it's you again, isn't it? Yes, it is, open the fucking door. After some more latches, greeting you on the other end is, a relatively shortish woman, probably just barely over 5 feet tall, much like Nue, with, her very thick spectacles on her face, and, what you could only describe as, ice growing out of her head. It's another dragon blood. Come on. This is one of the contacts, not one of the primary main houses, of course. I don't think I got your name, and I'm not so stupid as to give people my name willingly with all the secrecy I have here. Glint is fine for a code word. Alright, Glint, when last we spoke, you were in a very different aura. Is this your natural ice coming through? Is not important. The point being is that this is the solar, isn't it? Or isn't she? Why would I bring in an anathema here with... I know enough to read the fucking wanted posters, but before you say anything, no, I'm not going to say shit, because that would blow my own cover and compromise myself here. Anyway, yeah, you're here because of the El Dorado texts, aren't you? Yes, I am. Alright, come on over here, and she gestures for Aura to follow as well.
Gotcha.
pulls out a massive game of Gateway, the fantasy chess game of Exalted Tradition, but this is a pretty old-ass set, This is made out of, like, normal, mundane gold, silver, and other jewels, rather than, wood or more cheap metals. Like, this is a fucking ritzy-ass chess set. The kind of shit in real life you'd pay tens of thousands of dollars for.
Ooh.
Just moves a few pieces across it, and then a compartment opens up in the bottom. And out pops a few reams of scrolls that she unfolds onto the table. Alright. Now, just to double check, are you the one?
Am I the one? In what sense?
Unfurls one of the scrolls, and out there, that's one of the original El Dorado blueprints. Was this you?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was.
Thought so. Okay. Alright. So, there was a few weeks back, there were a couple of metal dudes who showed up in town. They were, like, official guests of the royal houses, at least at first they were.
Mm-hmm.
So no one paid them much mind, got a little bit of worship tossed into the side as they helped with some magical workings that the head honchos of the royal houses kept to themselves about, but the gold one came here. He wasn't on any fucking list, also. Like, he just came in, like, he knew, despite me going to all the lengths to keep this bullshit secret. And he kind of... I wanted to say no to him, of course, because, I run a fucking tight ship, but the offer was too good to pass up. He gave me a shitload of that age-starving cordial. I squeaked out another century of life from that, and in exchange, I let him copy this. That was not a good idea, I realize in retrospect.
No, it was not. He tried to pull the same shit on me a couple of cycles back.
Now, if there is one benefit here, it's that most of this shit is still in code, and he mentioned something about him needing time to break this.
Right.
And Aura, I could just say out of character, you could break this code relatively easily, given that you wrote this several millennia ago.
Right. And I tap into some of my ancient memories as Ice King, essentially.
Yeah, effectively.
Since I was voicing Glow as Ice King.
Yeah, that checks out. Yeah, a bunch of the fucking Sherlock flashbacks key up here. Yeah, this was for the age and expansion. This was one of the this was one of the big blueprints. It's one out of a set. Presumably there are more sets of these that were you and probably after you the sidereals probably deliberately scattered, divvied up the whole collection of design documents across creation after things started to sour so that it couldn't be repeated.
Mm.
Something Mobo has been on a quest to undo and reunite all the pieces of. In any more relevant here though is that there's something else written that you know for a fact you did not put down.
What's this?
It is a relatively well done forgery to the point you would either need supernatural senses on forgery detection or B to have just written the document yourself like you did. It's a very, very convincing forgery to Glow's handwriting of what appears to be a backdoor leading into the region's dragon lines, and that's normally not a cause for concern because that is part of how the city powers itself, is by leeching on local ley lines and shit. It's not supposed to lead to the underworld, though. But something it also isn't supposed to lead to is Zenmu.
Oh no.
Initially, this was built using Zenmu magic and relics scavenged from it, but someone appears to have directly made what I can effectively describe as a fast travel gate back and forth from there. a two-way teleport gate, and another transit node to the underworld, to a location that the papers doesn't really identify. It just puts in as... It is referred to in the text as the Crossroads.
So, when this person came here, did you witness him tampering with any of the documents? Did he stick around for longer than he may have needed to? When you arrived, was he already here? What happened?
No, he didn't physically touch them. I saw, he made, his eyes, rolled into the back of his head, and he just started speaking in tongues for a bit, and then he said he'd memorized the whole thing.
Because this isn't Glow's writing. I know, because these are forgeries. This is the real stuff. These are forgeries. And they look like recent editions as well.
She actually looks back and forth at those, and I guess if anyone would know, it'd be you.
Yeah. I don't know how these got here. How many people have visited this place?
I only picked up on these documents some 20 years ago.
Shoot.
I purchased them off of those relics, the body-hopping robots. They've been ambling around, becoming a little bit more inland as of recently. I think Unblinking Eye spends a mote of his own on investigation to just automatically succeed at doing some further deciphering that he'll be able to give other information on. This was written by There are two different authors beyond Glow. One, the Underworld Gate and the Zenmu Gate were not made by the same people. They may have been made in concert or connected with each other, but this has gone through multiple hands of people, and it's looking like multiple people designed different gates. The Underworld one, I think it's fairly safe to say who made that one is most likely some variety of powerful ghost, or perhaps one of those abyssals, depending on how this was made. Perhaps even Star herself, or one of her lieutenants. Or the Lion, he's also somewhere in the area. But for Zenmu, I'm afraid I don't know. Wait. And he actually holds up a hand. There is a word here, and, it's described... In Old Realm, it would translate roughly to, sewers, or porthole, or some kind of opening for the exchange of waste. Oh, I think I see what they've done here. This is a fourth gate, but one linked to Zenmu as well. I actually have heard about this from my patron back when I initially solved the puzzle. This was something one of my predecessors, who was the last Exigent of Truth, was investigating prior to her death, is the Well of Erder.
The Well of Erder.
This appears to be allegedly a gateway to other worlds. It seems as though this porthole or sinkhole or sewer is, for lack of a better term, a tributary to the well. Not from the fair folk from outside of creation, but something from outside in a way we don't understand may be involved. But whatever it is, they're probably working with the Death Lords.
Right.
I think Glint just kind of knocks her hand on the table a couple of times to get your attention. Okay, so the reason I'm letting you in here in the first place isn't because of all of that shit. It's because I'm sure the gold guy fucking fleeced me. Okay, yeah, that shit's bad, but I'm guessing he wants to rebuild or take over the city with that. And I did not realize that until a day after he left, I'm sure he used some magic to fuck with my head or something.
Yes, he attempted to do the same thing to me a bit when we originally met in the Feywild. His intentions were made clear. He wants to continue the project from where it began, and if he were to do that, well, the city would resume its inevitable march towards swallowing the entirety of creation. And that's pretty bad. So we're going to have to figure out a way to stop him from doing that. Luckily, we still have some time. Because there's one thing he doesn't... Because there's possibly one thing... because I don't know if they are included in the blueprints. But does he know I wonder if he knows the coordinates of El Dorado.
That would be something that is not included in the blueprints because it was a moving, living city.
Because essentially the way that they sealed El Dorado beforehand was that since it essentially works like a thing that just consumes things around it, they tricked its logic into consuming itself until it compacted into the shape of a pebble and then dropped it into the ocean. And it sits there consuming itself in a place where none would find it. If he came across it, he would be able to undo that logic loop, but he would have to find it first.
Well, if he hasn't found the fucking thing yet, I guess that does give us time, but it sounded like he has guys that are actively searching for it. Like, he used some kind of metal magic to let people breathe underwater.
Indeed. Well, I think I know if there's anyone that I imagine he would be targeting right now would be either the people who originally sealed it or their descendants. But I've already staved his attacks as far as I recall. But we must be vigilant of the people he may be targeting next. And then I list off the list of all of the people that have successfully broken into and then escaped El Dorado as my list of people to look out for.
All right. She just kind of rubs at the back of her head, just kind of crumbles some of the ice on her face and her fingertips. The reason I'm bringing you here because of that is his second stayed behind in the city. The guy made a solid jade.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if he's still around or if he effectively signed up to design something inside of the main jade storages, the Grand Jade Mountain. There's a possibility he's skimming stuff off the top in order to continue with his employer's project, but it's also just as likely that Prasad may or may not know or care because they are needing some kind of hyper weapon to continue their expanses after something happened to the flying ship foundry that they were planning to use.
Uh-oh.
So they got desperate and reached out to him, which might have played into the gold man's hands.
Oh. Right, that's our bad.
So someone got let into one of the most secure places in all creation and is effectively given free reign to cook the books and take a bunch of extra jade in order to work on whatever secret projects the royals have in order to do all of this shit. And that infringes on my business, which brings us full circle of this guy, whatever he's making in there, is going to be related to El Dorado in some way, or at least he's getting more materials for that shit. And that's cutting in on my bottom line, because I have interests further into the coast as well that involve that city being sealed. Yeah, I give you back all of your old notes, and she slams on the table. Like, this is only one big document she's folded. There appears to be a case of others. To deal with that fucking place once and for all, in exchange for you protecting my investments via bonking the Jade Man till he goes away. Kill him if you want. I don't personally care, but I never actually spoke with him. He might be convinced to just walk away. I don't know. In any case, we gotta stop him. He has this weird magic that he claims to have copied off some... I don't remember the specifics of it. He's got like a rotating effect of powers he's copied from like unique artifacts and shit, including something that fucks with luck, I think. Like, something about, like, there was, like, a local, like, poetry reading competition I went to a week back, because my cousin was in it, right? And she was reading out this, like, satire poem of the realm. You know, we like to roast our old relatives back from the mainland all the time, but partway through when she got reading it done, like, a big old bottle fell off the shelf and bonked her right on the head, glass everywhere. Now, she survived, because, you know, exalted healing, but it feels like it's got some kind of weird thing that feels like it was connected to her making a joke. And yet it wasn't necessarily just that, too. He also... I got word from a buddy that he was using some kind of effect in the Jade Mine itself to, control and hijack and mess with local elementals. And reshape the terrain around him that normally takes us Dragonbloods quite a bit of effort and juice to do, but it seemed like it was warping space, too. Like, pulling things into other spaces and breaking and fucking with physics. I think I saw, there were rumors about, like, some star metal, and perhaps more than just that adamant being involved, too. He's got a lot of stuff in his kit. I don't know the specifics, but he has a lot of stuff that he can fuck with. So he's got a lot of, you know, just be ready for anything if you're going to confront him directly. That covers most of it, mainly because I don't want to leave Alatos sitting for too long. It's been a while, and I wanted to get to his section. Yeah, no worries. And she presses what looks like a button underneath the table, and that's when the comedic launcher happens and you're ejected through the ceiling. Wasn't there a second secret passageway? This is funnier, I never get to use that, and she'll survive the fall, I know. But this seems like a good as place as any to, as Gavel is walking down the street, it doesn't matter where yet. The comedic thing is that we see Aura flying in the sky across the background.
I wonder why that is.
You know for a fact that Aura can... I think Aura has used the Eagle Wing style flight charm, so she'll be fine.
Indeed.
In any case, is there anywhere in specific you would be headed on the big ol' plot seed map?
Let's see.
I've got suggestions if you...
Let's hear them.
Checking out as much of the Royal Palace as you'd be allowed to.
You know what? That is fair, yes.
In addition to that, there is also the fight dome on the way there of the Terranean district, which I think was like the Eulalia was also, right, yeah.
Yeah.
On the way, yeah, on the way there, though, you do see flickers of a handful of ghosts in the city as the sun is going down. And they seem to be making special efforts to hide from all the Dragonbloods and monks that are just patrolling who would be able to use Spirit Sight. They can't hide from you because of the wayward divinity shit, but there does appear to be a handful of ghost spies out and about now that the sun is set.
Okay.
Not too late for the royal palace to be, conveniently enough, it's open to some visitors because that's the en route of the Horny Parade.
Mm-hmm.
There are sections of the royal palace that are open for people to check out and pay respects at.
Okay, I think Gavel will go there first to see if there's any people of interest. She may know, or
You just see a goat walk
just to
by.
look for potential strategic areas.
Tellingly, you don't see the Rani Satrap of effectively the de facto ruler from. So the way that Prasad works is that each of the three royal clans, Akatha, Orphis, and Bawaro, have a Tanist that is elected from like the leaders of their council, and who is the head of state rotates between them as part of like checks and balances and stuff. Bawaro Mahindara, I have her name posted up here somewhere, but she is absent because she's still charging up the Mega Death spell.
Oh.
Of note, however, because you fell off the map, it is not clear who she's charging that towards. Like, as far as you were aware, you managed to evade all of the places where she had that, as in the beginning, going off towards. But you still see, like, the big storm of essence gathered over the palace that would be indicative of her charging the Mega Nuke. So who is it aimed for?
Would there be any way to tell where? I could see where this spell would be heading towards.
It's still in the charging phase, but I would allow a finesse plus war roll.
I will do a finesse plus war, and I will do an excellency.
Alright, unless someone is specifically looking for you, you only get noticed when your anima gets to 4 or higher, so you've got some wiggle room for excellency and other charm usage.
Yep. There we go. And 6 successes.
Alright, I don't know if you could pinpoint exactly where that's headed for, but these are some good educated guesses that one of these is probably the correct option as to where she's pointing it.
Okay.
Yours wasn't the only node that she was charging this at, and this is a weapon that Prasad has used a couple of times before. It's their equivalent of the big red button, and having Dragonbloods capable of this is part of a reason why the Empire has been able to expand where they can just delete a France.
Mm-hmm.
There's a solid likelihood she is charging this up towards either Bloodnail's home base. She may not be able to hit directly there, but she may be able to just blind fire and get close. But more likely than that is she's targeting one of the coastal towns. It is highly possible this is going either towards the Tiger's Nest Coalition or Yazir as the main checks to Imperial power seizing the coast.
Wow. All right.
And unlike Bloodnail, the defenses that they could bring to bear against us are limited, especially the Tiger's Nest. Yazir would probably be able to survive this blast hitting them directly, but it would cause significant damage, and perhaps also importantly, this would be a declaration of war, regardless of who it was headed for.
Okay.
One other side possibility strikes out to you, and this is something that is viable depending on what element this blast takes, because it could go after any of the 5. She might be doing a strike into No Man's Land, into the Dreaming Sea itself, if she's found some way of where the Death Lord is hiding.
Okay.
Or any of her forces of trying to... It is unclear if the Tannis knows about the bullshit fuck Fate Forever scheme, or if she is just trying to fire at and divert or damage a Death Lord's plans in order to safeguard the region, like as what Dragonbloods are supposed to do. The point being is that there is a chance this is aimed at Final Glimmer as well, if she knows where she is, but that would also mean the Tannis knows where she is.
Right.
Oh yeah, Rohadin is her name.
Alrighty.
Although, as this is happening, there is a little bit of a announcement. What appears to be like a ceremonial changing of the guard ceremony. And as this is happening, you see the essence in the air. Previously, it was coalesced around like a combination of fire and air. All of a sudden, it abruptly shifts to earth. Like, that is a immediate essence changeover that changes... Like, it seems like someone else has taken over. Which means that the Rani Satrap may have found a way to rotate out on who is charging the nuke. Additionally, you recognize a few of the people in the procession. You see Orpheus Shineback, the Beetlefolk Dragonblood.
Right.
I don't know if he has noticed you at the instance, but yep, that's him. From the Wild Hunt, that's the guy Aura spared and is there. Up to your call if you approach him or not, but your call. And a couple of other factors is, hey, that's fucking Liza.
Oh no.
Yeah, Nellens Liza from way back in Act 2 is just kind of sipping a wine glass and looking disdainfully at the worship and processing going on, just kind of muttering blatant violations of the prayer calendar. And there is also a few criers who are handing out flyers, like to assorted festival revelry goers, advertising another upcoming festival, the Exigency of Shuma Shelik.
Okay.
Oh, and there's also the big-ass dragon. Ruach is, visible somewhere in the crowd, currently in femme-presenting form, and hey, she just took her top off.
Oh. Well then.
Appears to be some degree of intoxicated.
Gavel just mutters to herself, why do all these fecking gods have to be so fecking horny? At least with the Yozi, I don't have to deal with it as much.
I think that Stargazer just kind of mutters, we did never go to the Malpheus red light lair, to be fair.
I believe that was also under my direct orders not to.
Yeah. Not to defend the Prasadi, but I would guess it's not normally like this.
I imagine so as well, but why does it always have to be when we come to town?
Calendar-based. Wood season, remember?
Yes, I suppose you're right.
One other thing I would note as part of the establishing scene is that there are a number of monks that appear to have taken some ceremonial steel, and in one Dragonblood monk's instance, just a straight-up jade hammer, and is smashing what looked like a surreptitious statue of Lythander someone put in a corner.
Oh.
Like, they're making a very big show of finding dissident artwork and breaking the shit out of it.
Huh.
Let me know if any of these would be points of interest on the map would be something Gavel would want to interact with, either in the open or just observing from afar. With Somnia probably would be your way of spying.
I think what Gavel would probably want to observe Orpheus from afar would be her first instinct.
Alright, sending Insomnia for what she is going to do. I'll have her roll her dream scrying pool to gain a glimpse at the target's most recent dreams. Alright, that passes his resolve. Couple moments later, she comes with what looks like an ink blot test.
Oh.
That has been sketched out by hand.
Huh.
Alright, so I have a readout of his dreams. Let me go open this scroll here and do some interpreting. Alright, so they're making... So those adoption ceremonies you've been seeing, yes?
Indeed.
Apparently, at least one of those was for another beast folk in town, and he has a good deal of anxiety about being in a love triangle with one of them.
Is that so?
Mainly because the other member of a love triangle is a betrothed in House Bawaro. Relevant to your interest because Bawaro is the current ruling house, and it does seem like it is one of the Irani satrap's nieces who's involved. I'm not sure how much you involve yourself into political theater and intrigue, but that is absolutely a piece of blackmail for you to do with as you please.
Oh, trust me, I've been keeping a list. I just need to make sure that I have every single card I can before I crumble their house of cards.
I'm gonna make a side roll for Liza. She does not notice.
Thank goodness.
I do think that Somnia would just kind of glance over at the Inquisitor and say, as a note, she does have... That Dragonblood over there has a mirror out to look for me. I'm sufficient enough that she didn't see me, but if I continue to do my... She has her eye out.
Indeed.
I think that as this scene is definitely continuing, you get handed a flyer for the Shuma Shelik thing, because they're handing them out to fucking everybody.
Okay. Gavel will
And
take
it comes
the
with
flyer.
a free drink.
Gavel's going to sniff the drink to see if it's alcoholic or non-alcoholic.
Well, it's not alcoholic, but it does appear to be sweetened, like it's a soft drink.
Gavel frowns a bit and hands it over to Stargazer. Test this for me, would you, please?
Pulls out a little bit of a tiny sliver of jade, puts it in the water. It seems like this has the essence of a divinity inside of it. Like, this is god water, for lack of a better term. Like, you drink it, and then you say a prayer to, it seems like the god of a local, of the local reservoir.
I'm pretty sure if I tried to pray to any of the Yozi after I drink this, it may burn me.
More important than that, though, this is also giving us gleans to political movement inside the Prasadi Pantheon itself.
Indeed.
Like, the sun has gone down, so the settlements and free warship should be moving towards the calendar again, right? Except this is skirting the edge of that. This feels like someone making a power play of trying to get into the people's consciousness more, and this would remain in the system for some time, too, is the thing.
Indeed. You think they might be expecting us to be causing a bit of trouble? Goodness knows we've been they probably know we've been trying to make allies left and right, so they want to make sure their home is kept from any pests like ourselves.
Perhaps, but there may be other things in the area to be concerned about. That's just my 2 cents.
Perhaps, maybe looking a bit more into this pantheon may be a good point for us. See if there's any weak links we might be able to shatter.
Alright, as it's happening, another random partygoer is going to cross the scene of, there's a man made of jade walking around. I think you've only tangentially interacted with LCD before. Mobo's
yes,
second in
so.
command, but you do recognize him through the perfect memory merit as just kind of politely turning down any of the people coming on to him, and he does appear to be talking with several divinities around, and there are monks shadowing him, and he pulls out a flyer of his own, and one of the monks just abruptly takes it and shreds it in front of him, and just does a stern little finger roll of, not here, not now, not the time. Alright, fine, if y'all really... I thought this was a free space for religious expression. That's not in the calendar. Fine. Just kind of wanders back into the party, and surreptitiously, once that crowd has dispersed, one of the Ashen Ones picks up the remnants of the flyer before it's blown away by the wind. After a couple of reassembling, it seems like, for lack of a better term, it seems like a religious peen at first, of, like, inviting people to worship this hot new god, but this is a god of the ocean, of the dreaming sea.
Okay.
And even odder than that, there seems to be a lot of focus on... It seems like a city by the coast side, but a large portion of it is dipping into the water, because outright admitting that you're building a city under the ocean and inviting people to move in is not something you would want to say directly on a piece of paper to advertise to people. And perhaps is the real reason why the monks kind of put the kibosh on that, is because they're trying to import people out of Prasad and invite them to move into a hot new city under the ocean.
Okay.
Not quite tourism, more the terms of, hey, this place fucking sucks. You want to leave and come join my hot new settlement under the ocean, where you're immortal?
We could probably use this for later.
The question is who you want to use it for, though, because as useful as the metal men were when we met them back in the wild, if they have anything to do with El Dorado willingly, they may be a factor of a problem in the future.
Good question indeed.
If you don't have direct interactions with anyone else, I do think eventually, like, even if she doesn't see Somnia, Liza would eventually see you. Just in terms of you're not taking any special interest to hide, and she is going to commit a mote for the secret expressions charm of getting in, of, like, you know, the ciphered messages.
Yep.
She is pretending to make small talk with you of everyone is of you. Hey, you should really try. If I remember you from back, you should try this particular food stall, of just like innocuous restaurant recommendations to you. But what she's actually saying is, you shouldn't be here. And yes, I know that's rich coming from me, but even if you've done some facial surgery to change that, I'm guessing from the lunar friend, is this would be like coming directly into the Blessed Isle. Nowhere near, like, that has 5 times as many dragons around as it does here, but you must be here for something important, I take it. This is arguably the most dangerous place you could be.
Which is exactly why we're here in the first place.
I suppose that is the factor of audacity in regards to coming directly into the place where it would be the most stupid idea for you to go, and would be naturally the thing no one would expect you to do from someone of your caliber who beats the largest wild hunt in this direction in history.
Brazen as it might be, the last place they're going to be checking for such a ferocious anathema like myself is within their very own halls.
And that actually is part of why I'm not... In addition to you helping against the Heart Eater, I believe I mentioned that the reason I came this far south in the first place is to perform checks and balances against the rebel satrapy, is what the Empress ordered me as her last task before she vanished. But there is also the factor of the actual humanitarian reason I took on that assignment of... And she just gestures to the big essence storm gathering in the sky. Nemen... House Matriarch Nemen is currently the one doing all of that. And she has not forgiven me for a slight that would take too long to explain here and would require way too much knowledge of Dragonblooded house politics. Let me phrase it like this. You know how there's only 3 houses here in Prasad? Relatively easy to keep track of imperial factors and everything.
Right.
There are 10 great houses in the realm. Not even counting the half a dozen minor houses and nobilities and the patricians that have enough dragon bloods to be a controlling factor on the grand stage. It gets way more complicated there, and thus the beef between me and Nemen House Matriarch would be too long to explain here.
I see.
In any case... Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Oh yes, in any case, I believe as you are saying... Well, I believe I've made myself at least clear as to why I would be here of all places. Well, there's two reasons in particular, but that other one is on a need-to-know basis.
Is that about the abyssal?
It is related to it. Not the core issue, but more of a leaf on the branch.
My ally at the time, Unblinking Eye, is also here for much the same reason, and as it concerns some fucking thing that he is finding... The underworld is such a frustrating issue to deal with, because you know it exists, I know it exists, the monks know on paper that it exists, but at least in the realm, they send their monks to actually deal with the fucking problem of the hungry ghosts and all the unclean things coming from the earth. But because it's so unclean, and the Prasadi have such an obsession with spiritual cleanliness, the monks always refuse to touch the things with their bare goddamn hands down here. That's why it's getting to be such a problem of... It's as if you have a pothole open in the middle of the road that just keeps on growing and growing and growing, and no one wants to deal with it because it's icky and gross to deal with. And then, oops, it's collapsed half your capital city underneath it.
Indeed, they don't know how to get their hands dirty when they need to, like us.
Precisely. Which is why I also wanted to mention that I believe I have found one of these stores that particular anathema was working towards, and it seems prudent to point you in the Shrike's direction, if that is where his base of operations in this city is, given that for now our goals align in terms of checking Prasad's expansion. Whatever he is doing would lead to mass death, and he is bringing some massive undead titan in here on his end as a distraction. It's going to wreak a lot of havoc, and while all the dragons in here are spending considerable resources and hundreds of dragon bloods on their own rights to bring it down, he'll be busy doing a massive heist.
Fascinating.
For his end, this monstrosity is being brought through as a distraction, primarily. Cats away, mice will play, you know how it goes.
Indeed, a distraction I was hoping to utilize, if possible, for my own gains.
So you're simply going to let him bring the Hekatonkyre through?
Oh, not quite, no. I have something more devious in mind.
Dare I ask?
Well, let me answer that with a question. How fond are you of the Prasadi pantheon?
Not.
Well, let's just say that with distraction comes opportunity, and trying to shake things up a bit within the Prasadi pantheon.
You're speaking of deicide, I take it.
If it comes down to it, yes. If that's what it takes to make sure that people stop suffering, yes.
How far up the top are you going? After Beautiful Eyes himself?
As far as I need to go.
Eyes himself is not a direct combatant, or at least he normally isn't. My understanding is that currently he has fused with the Dragon King, and gestures over her shoulder to, now appears to have assumed the mask form now that the festival is quote-unquote winding down, so that it's no longer public indecency exposure for male-presenting nipples. This that's a little bit of an off-base joke. Oh, rip
Indeed.
Tumblr, even though it's still alive. In any case, he's right there. I'm sure that if you want to have someone poke around at his secrets, you can, but when I tried to speak directly to Beautiful Eyes himself, Do you know the reason that I was appointed a magistrate?
I don't believe it's come up, at least not around me.
So the Empress offered those to people who had defied her rule or messed with her plans or presented particularly problems, to offer them deals they can't refuse. Either act as instruments of her will or law, or die as secret agents answerable only to her. What I did respectively was lead the realm's most successful slave escape.
How curiously honorable of you.
As I've said before, Liza's not a villain. She's just an antagonist.
Yes, indeed, but that's not gonna stop Gavel from side-sniping her any chance she gets.
She is a Dionist, to be fair. Yeah, she flinches at this a little bit, but does just continue talking. Part of the initial people who enslaved her was part of this backdoor deal with the Immaculate Order, of which Beautiful Eye, his sister, was involved with that particular disgusting practice in some way.
I see.
So he has it in for me, hindering my ability to interfere directly in this city because of the ire he has it out for me.
Then it looks like you and I are in a similar predicament.
We are. As a matter of fact, the first time I came in here, he actually threw me off the castle spire. And she points at the hundreds... She points at the very fucking tall, like, at least 10 stories. This is several hundred feet up, almost as much as a modern skyscraper. If I weren't air aspect, I would have died.
Well then. Then I suppose it's good for both of us that you didn't. Doubly surprising for me.
And this is leading to the large point I was trying to make. If I give you the information on the Shrike, and you are able to sabotage the summoning point or circle or basis for the Hecaton Kyre, then I will assist you in, I'm assuming you're after the big Jade Mountain, I will assist you in sabotaging that.
Well, madam, I never thought I would be saying this in my life, but I think we have an agreement.
Nor did I think I would be agreeing with an anathema myself, but unfortunately, such is the age of troubles where we must work with some demons in order to prevent actual monsters from the mass murder and imperial expansion, and you know where I'm going with this.
Yes, yes.
The enemy of my enemy is, not my enemy at the time.
Well, think of it this way. Walking hip deep through muck with an anathema may give you another perspective on my kind.
If anything, I think that it's giving me a different perspective on Prasad and on the Dreaming Sea in general. In any case, I will be in touch. I have a conversation to have with a certain shopkeeper who stole my shit.
Well, hopefully they haven't sold it off already.
This seems like a good time to do a scene cut to everyone else reuniting. Perhaps relatively close to the royal palace. Like, I would assume Liza would have pulled some strings to get you guys room at a local inn as part of this temporary alliance again.
All right.
Lythander, do you talk about the shop hall?
I just sit there Playing with pneumatic
Okay.
sand, basically.
Ooh, the Pharaoh could do some cool shit
That
when
could be
I press it like
funny.
this.
So, Lythander, I really shouldn't be asking this question, but I was walking down the road and I saw you talking with some guy and he was moaning.
What the Malpheus are you two talking about?
What was that about? That's what I want to know.
I have no idea. I have no idea.
It was like in some kind of like big bazaar type place. I don't know really know what it was. It was kind of out of the way, and I had the impression he was pulled there or something. But he was just talking with some guy, and I think it was a Dragonblood, and he was moaning, and I didn't really know why. And I was hoping that Lythander would be able to explain to me why there was a guy moaning.
Lythander, were you out whoring on the job?
No, I was not outpouring on the job. In fact, you could use, or if you'd like, you could use your truth field on me, and I won't
I don't have
lie.
a truce field. It's a truce field. It's a truce field, Lythander, not true field.
Don't you have a thing that forces me to tell the truth?
No.
I have some.
I have never had that.
I have something. Give me a moment.
I mean, I'm not going to lie to you. I gave that man the time of his life.
No.
So you were out whoring.
No, I was not out whoring, though.
Then what happened?
I was out procuring some very cool things. I turn into the man.
Yep.
Man, his skin's
Not
itchy.
helping.
Oh goodness.
Oh, the guy was a drug addict, huh?
I turn back. Yes. Yes, he was.
Why were you? Why? Actually, I think my sentence just stops at why.
He had some cool stuff, like this fishing rod.
Hey,
I
that's
pull
the
out the
fishing
shovel.
rod Liza mentions having gone missing.
Oh.
Ah, stolen.
Wait, the lines?
No, the fishing rod.
What about the fishing rod?
It was Liza's.
It's
Oh,
Would Gavel know this? After
She would have
talking with
mentioned
Liza?
losing a mystic moonsilver black jade devil breaker rod that had the power to turn into other objects.
would Lythander know this is Liza's rod?
No.
Okay.
Lythander, I think that's fecking Liza's rod.
I didn't know Liza had a rod.
That's not. Ugh.
You don't ask a transdynast about the result about if she had bottom surgery or not. You don't ask about anyone anyway.
That's fair.
Well, if I have the rod, it can't be theirs, can it?
Liza mentioned something about some items being stolen, and I'm pretty sure that's one of them.
Well, I didn't steal it.
Well, yes, you didn't, but if she so happens to see you holding that thing...
Oh, how? Like she'd ever find me.
I literally just spoke with her less than 5 minutes ago.
Like she'd ever find me. I shove it in the gall.
And speaking of Liza, we've come to a temporary alliance.
I mean, can't we even... we could take Liza.
That's not what we're here to do. Plus, we need as many allies we can if we're going to be doing something on the scale of what we're going to do.
Oh, also, I'm going to be the mentor of a cast.
Okay.
What? What, you think you're just saying okay as if that's a bad... Like, you don't care that I'm going to be a teacher.
Gavel's looking around to see if Spider's nearby.
that's a surprising. That's a
Spider is
surprisingly
busy
development for you,
just
I'd
working
say.
out.
Okay. Is Spider at least in eyesight?
Yes.
Gavel points to Spider. Like that.
No. That's a friend. There's a difference between a friend and a mentor.
I don't think there is in your case. At least not in your dictionary.
Wow.
I think... But
Very rude of you.
I'm speaking that more out of your nature of caring more than me.
How have I ever done that?
Gavel points
When
to
if I-
Spider again.
When have I ever made you guys carry more burdens than I have?
I'm not saying that. I'm saying that you seem to have a bit more, what's the word? People skills. Better people skills than I.
Oh, that's what you mean. It sounded like you were trying to insult me, Gab.
Oh, I was. I was just doing it tactfully.
Oh! Oh, great. Here, I was going to give you some pot.
Either way, Gavel, you mentioned you spoke to Liza recently, didn't you?
Yes, about our dear little person of interest down below.
What do you mean, down below?
Shrike.
Who?
Feel free to
Death
post the
Knight.
work in progress concept art if you want in the Discord chills.
Okay, let me post the
Oh, I'm
flats
excited
then.
to see this.
I mean, I don't think... You mean the Death Lord?
Hold on, I'm checking my notes.
Yeah, Shrike is one of the Death Lords in Fallen Stars service, yeah.
Okay, that's right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not the
Yes.
Death Lord, but a Death.
Oh,
No,
that
he's
looks
an
so
abyssal.
cool.
Yeah, this is Mr. Broken Neck Man.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Oh, the thing that we fought and beat once.
That's so.
You actually
rad
haven't
looking.
directly fought Shrike yet.
I don't think
Not
I've
yet,
ever met
yeah.
him.
You did! He got the closest to killing
Yeah.
you of anyone this campaign, where he almost used trumped up legal charges to
Indeed.
cut your head off in the underworld.
Oh, you mean the fight I won?
Yes. Also, yeah, this guy took me a couple of redraws to get right. I think I had to sketch him like 3 times before I settled on like what I
Oh,
liked.
wow.
So, no, I also got a few items from that thief as well.
More stolen product.
Is it... Would you rather it be in other people's hands than ours?
That depends on the other hands. But I see your point. Continue.
I might have found something to help with Aura's soul split.
Ooh! That's really kind of you. Thank you, Lythander.
You could put my ass back
It
on.
only took a lot for it.
Did you sell your Hearthstone?
I actually don't think you did. You successfully bamboozled the guy enough for basically the prayers.
I know. But if the party thinks that I did more for them.
Your call, I guess.
No, it was on the table, but... You know that moan? He apparently got off of me praising Luna.
Wait. So he... Oh.
He wanted me to...
that's why
pray
he...
for him.
Oh, right.
But for some reason,
Because
he
that-
thought a prayer to Luna was a prayer
Right,
to
because
him.
of this whole, like, religious thing that's been going
the
around
cult.
town.
Yes.
It's not... Okay, dude.
I think I already used the episode title, the one where everyone is horny, unfortunately.
I was about to say, I think that was in Act 2 we did that one
Yeah,
I'm
already.
not doing any of that.
Alrighty.
But yes.
So, yes, no, that's really all that I did. I saw you were flying, and I thought that was my job, though, Aura.
Ah, yes.
Why
That
were you
brings me to
Why
the-
were you flung out of the sky, young ma'am?
I'm gonna go refill water while you guys are while El Dorado's discussed.
This leads me nicely to my point of news. So,
Oh.
and I flip open the the scrolls containing El Dorado's original blueprints.
Oh, hey, I remember those.
No, you don't.
No, I remember you talking about them.
Yes, but I've never shown you. These haven't been in my in my possession ever.
No, that's
now they are.
I meant that I remember those as in I remember you talking about them. I apologize.
Right. Yeah. It's okay. It's all good. Regardless, these are the original project blueprints of El Dorado. Contain every single piece of information of how it was constructed, from the ley line settings to the saw, and from the ley line settings to the general structure of the construction of the complexion of the city, as well as methods for sealing and unsealing. These have been memorized by Mobo. He broke into this. He broke in at some point. They broke into the. They found their way into the vault where they were being stored, and memorized the entirety of them. That is not the most. So now Mobo knows how to produce, knows how to replicate, or at the very least how to operate and unseal El Dorado, which is troubling to say the least. But it is not the only troubling thing I found out in this venture. Apparently, there were edits made to these blueprints. You see these ones here? And then I showed them the ones with the
new gates.
With the additional gates. These were not written by Glow. These were edited after the fact.
How?
I do not know who...
Do you think that she might have wrote them, or they might have wrote them there?
I don't know, because these seem to have different purposes. It is possible that multiple people have made multiple different edits. But that falls into the realm of speculation. Point is, Mobo found a way to break into the vault and memorize these, and he isn't the only one, potentially. Am I on the right track, Rex? Do I have to roll something to tell if I'm on the right track?
The only thing is specifics of Mobo didn't actually break into that vault. He legitimately was invited in to do business. It's that he ended up shortchanging the vendor and fucking with her.
Right. Which reminds me, this lady which so kindly helped me get to where we needed to go. She has directed us toward another target of importance. Mobo's left-hand man, a jade alchemical stationed here in Kamthahar. You might require to go into a manhunt in order to potentially stop him from interfering with the local populace, as well as potentially lead us to where Mobo might be. We still have a bit of time before El Dorado is unsealed, as Mobo does not know the seal's exact coordinates. So that buys us at least a couple of days. And we are very much against the clock here. The sooner we intercept them, the sooner we can get this problem out of our hair. So, what's the order of priority?
I think the assorted Ashen One's generals would also come into this, and there's not going to be a fight or anything, but there's professional disagreements on whether or not it would be wiser to deal with Shrike first, or whether to go right for continuing the espionage so that you could strike at your main target of the Jade Mountain. Because you've been seeing that thing loom in the background.
Indeed. If we take care of Shrike, Liza said that she would help us out taking down the Jade Mountain.
The issue being, and Abigail just kind of scratches the back of her head as she's considering this, is that if we allow Shrike to complete the summoning of that thing, then we could also raid the mountain while Dragonbloods are distracted.
The only issue is that with that is if Shrike completes the summoning, the crossfire that would come from it.
It's debatable how much of...
Right.
From what you've described... you first, sorry.
Right, from our descriptions, Shrike would definitely count as the higher priority target, as he presents a threat to the immediate vicinity. A tangible threat to the immediate vicinity.
Plus,
And,
we could also use... Oh, good. We could also use what forces Shrike has already brought up and try to sway them to our side.
I think that this is when Somnia pops in again. Relevant to that, let me see what my agents were able to gather on this man. Rolling another dice pool with double nines for her. On this.
Wow.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 successes. A bunch more ink blot tests come out, but beyond just that, just a bunch of written notes are scurried to her from her assorted first circle demons, and she just kind of lays them on top of your war planning table already. Alright, let's see. Alright, 1 second. Okay, so Shrike has at least one Dragonblooded. Ally's not the right word. It's more someone he's blackmailed into working for him or has otherwise ensorcelled. So he has at least one other exalt. Dragonbloods are, like, any one of you could take a Dragonblood in a fight, but they are still exalted. They are still stronger than a mortal, with all that comes with that. And of course, the Dragonbloods are the ones who overthrew the Solars back in the First Age. But beyond just that, from this woman's dreams, she has... Oh, fuck. She has a bound elemental alongside with her, but someone else is in control at the moment. A voice from beyond the sea that speaks of glowing crystal and white lights and auroras. One of the Heart-Eater's pawns is present here.
Oh, great.
I don't know if she will be able to directly manifest through it. That is across an entire direction, and from what you've described of the last one of those things you ran into, they at least need to be in the same day's travel of. I don't think she'll be able to directly hijack unless there's something I'm critically misunderstanding about her powers. Which is possible, given that I was not involved with whatever happened to the Aurorals, but my point being is that Shrike did not come here alone. In his base of operations, he is also sure to have access to whatever kinds of undead forces and defenses that his... Additionally, I was able to glean some information from his own dreams as well. It was not easy compared to the rest of the others. He had some layers of death-based defenses, but as sleep is the cousin of death, as many cultures around creation have noticed, I was able to bypass them. What he wants, effectively, is to expand the Shadowlands here. He has a backup way to do that if the Hecaton Kyre is subverted. He had, I'm not sure how complete this is, but he had an idea or plan to hijack the casting of the destructive magic Rohavin is charging up. It is possible he may be attempting to detonate that inside of Kamthahar itself, if he is able to seize control of that working. It may not kill the Dragonblooded, because they are, to an extent, resilient to their own powers, but it will it will wound a significant amount of them, and... kill almost any mortal it touches. And it would scorch a large amount of the gods here, I am sure, too, and they would reform, but it would take time. Especially if all of their worshippers die. I don't know if he's going to be successful with that, but that is his plan B.
I see.
The reason I'm bringing this up to you specifically is, once again, this is something we could use to our advantage. If we find how he is doing this, we may be able to redirect it as well.
We could, but... Well, besides facing him in a straight fight, would there be any other way to determine how Shrike might try to direct the energy?
He likely has some variety. The element. My best guess would be that elemental that is by the blackmail Dragonblood side. It is a relatively powerful one, not quite verging on dragonhood, of course, but one potent enough to be a threat to you. Not in one-on-one, of course, but with all of the other chosen stacked up into them, they would be a concern in a fight.
Indeed.
And I would recommend bringing your men along with. Perhaps the elemental is one pathway to be considering this, but Kamthahar is not a desert. It has many tributaries and villages and other locations set up all around it. Depending on where Shrike has his main base, he may have access to one of the dragon lines. Perhaps he has subverted it in some way. And that would be the easiest way to redirect the mass elemental destruction spell.
I see. Still, flipping an enemy asset would still be nice.
From that, I believe it's safe to say you plan on going after Shrike next. The issue being on whether or not we want to focus exclusively on him, or to divide my own efforts and your own networks, and alongside other paths. Stargazer actually just raises his hand. The apprentices I have that both survived and the ones that are still around after they died, it is particularly good weather outside. I have on good authority we may be able to divine something related to this. Go ahead and have Stargazer roll a preemptive aid action for whatever venture is going to be happening here. Yep. Given double nines via Somnia's aid on this front. Well, it didn't really... Double nines didn't really kick in, but that's still 5 successes, which is enough.
Hey.
Alright, so regardless of what step's going to happen next in the venture, there is a brief scene cut of like an hour later after the necessary rituals and divinations are done. Stargazer has pulled out a chart and stacked it on top of the, at this point, overflowing table of everything on it. Like, there's a bunch of shit falling off. It's like an unorganized college student's dorm room right there right now. Like, it is at the point someone has needed to bring in a second table from that outside room. Alright. Now, normally, Fate and the Underworld are oil and water, so it's real fucking difficult to predict things in regards to that. But what is much easier to predict is the Dragon Line movements. Those can correspond to some of the constellations in the sky, and if we check the constellation of the Mast and the Sorcerer over here, there is a Dragon Line shift projected to happen as it changeovers to the next season in several days. So, it is possible, if that is where Shrike is going to make his move, we could beat him to the punch and ambush him there. If that is the likely spot where he would be headed to intercept the Dragon Lines and thus the Mega Spell. Somnia is just kind of nodding along as... Now, there is also the possibility he may just all be doing this in the Underworld as well. But then, he would not be able to turn this attack directly on the city, because, well, it'd be the Underworld. That would mean he would be focusing it on an Underworld polity instead, something I have no knowledge of. Anyone here? I think Lythander might actually know bits and pieces of underworld lore because, necromancer.
Indeed.
You see, I neck my romance.
The Death Lords are not the only major movers and shakers in the underworld. They're currently, the mightiest by far, but there's also one major enclave of the Spoken, who are the undersea fish people that are not around anymore that have been discussed previously. Their ghosts are, and they're very fucking mad. And additionally, another undersea power to consider now is Mobo. If he's doing all that empire building, it's possible that Shrike might be planning to redirect that towards whatever settlement Mobo has going underneath the waves to kill a bunch of his people and thus bring them into his fold. But also, secondary possibility here is, of course, brought up way earlier in the session, we've only fought him in bits and pieces before, is Stinger. Stinger has an undersea kingdom. The exact details about that have only been brushed across a couple of times, but he is also an established power in the region as a lunar with a lot of undersea people working alongside of him. A bunch of different things that it's a little too far out to find out where these paths leads. Just a lot to consider as we are coming up on several plot threads I've been building up to for a while converging.
Indeed.
This seems like it's a good a time as any to launch into the ventures. We're going to continue a step in the grand war venture against Prasad, and then we are going to do a chase venture in order to get to Shrike in time before he is able to do this bullshit.
Okay.
Which one of these? I'm assuming you guys want to do the war venture first?
We might as well do the war venture first.
Yeah, let's do that
Alright,
one.
And yep, from everything that's been discussed, it sounds like you guys want to do an espionage action against Prasad for the tactic here. So this is either awareness, sagacity, or war for the role.
Well, I am full up on war, so I will try my best, and I will use an excellency.
Alright, meanwhile, the Empire Prasad will be attempting to use Back to the Sea on you, as piloted by Rohavine herself, now that she has been freed up from concentration duties from a distant relative.
We are not freaky fish guys. That's 6 successes.
That is
Oh my goodness.
That's only a success on the tactics roll, not on this actual step of the war venture, which is still 2-1. So
All
this
right.
just means that they have 4 bonus successes on the next war project action, which will be the actual step of the war venture in regards to... no, it's actually less than that. It's only 1... It's 3 bonus successes. Still not great for you, but possibly overcoming depending on how the dice fall here.
Right.
In this case, the war venture is going to be the surveillances of the insurgent faiths of the anathema worship in the area cracking down effectively. As you saw, the statue by the royal palace get smashed, and there's going to be future looks for more dissidents, for lack of a better term, around town. And that may include a lot of questioning to involve shit like anyone that you've interacted with over the course of this session tonight.
Okay.
Meanwhile, your espionage stuff is going to be using Somnia, probably Lythander's shapeshifting, and I do think that several of the Asham ones were given wings. Way back when. And in addition to that, you still have the demon troops on loan from Baal, who can go who are usually immaterial and thus can do a lot of spying on their own.
Right.
Alright. So, with that in mind, I will have an 8 action rolled for you by Abigail. Oh, damn. Yeah, These guys are real fucking good at their jobs. Have 4 bonus dice on whoever makes this war step of the venture. And that could be Gavel again if you so choose.
So what is this roll for again? I'm sorry.
It's the next stage of the war for the
Right.
dramatic scene of information gathering from both of you, from both combatant sides.
Sounds good.
Let's see.
Information gathering. And what are we rolling for that?
This is the war venture, so this would be a war roll.
Ah, okay, then it probably would have to be Gavel.
I shall use an excellency.
And get 4 extra dice thanks to
In-
Rohavin's help. Or not
Indeed.
thanks to Abigail's help, sorry.
Abigail, yep. No, I knew what you meant. No worries.
Now for Rohavin's roll, which is going to be excellency boosted with 3
Please,
bonus
kindness.
successes.
Kindness full of grace. 6 successes.
Oh. Versus 8, 9,
Kindness full
10,
of grace.
11, 13, 14, 15
Oh my
successes.
Hold on.
Yeah, you may have the war re-rolling thing. I think that's a charm. I'm not sure if
What
you
about
purchased-
Shadow Spike Curse? Would that technically count for this?
Yes, it would.
Then I would like to spend 1 mote for Shadow Spike Curse.
Alright, that would reduce it from 14 to 10 successes.
All right. Let's see. Trying to think, is there anything else I could use?
I think... Oh, do you have battle plan rumination?
Let me double check. Battle.
I think you might, actually. Because that would allow the reroll.
I do not have that specifically, but what is required to
It's just
obtain
War
it?
3.
It's just War 3. Let's see. Would I need to use a major milestone for that?
Just a minor or exalt.
Okay, well, I do have an unused minor, so hold on.
That would allow you to reroll, and it would also give you Last War's Lessons as the Infernal bonus to put 3
Ooh.
automatic successes on a sabotage tactic.
Goodness
You're not
sakes,
using that
all right.
here, but I could have sworn you had this charm already, actually.
I may have expressed interest in getting it, I just hadn't gotten it yet.
Okay.
Either way, that's a minor milestone, okay. And then what'd you say the name of the charm was?
Battle Plan Rumination.
Plan rumination.
Oh, by the way, everyone is going to get an Exalt milestone for this session anyway. You guys
Excellent.
all got your Exalt bonuses. So you can continue to buy like the high essence charms in addition to this one.
Let's see. All right, and then, so what would I need to do for battle plan rumination exactly?
Spend a
Cost
mote and then reroll.
spend a mote, reroll.
Yep.
Okay.
If the reroll result's lower, you take the higher result of the initial roll and increase successes by 2. You just need to beat 10.
Okay. Do I still get the bonus dice from Abigail?
Yes.
Okay. Kindness full of grace. Oh my goodness!
Yeah! Milestone well spent.
Yes, it was. Immediate cost beneficiary. So let's see, that is 1.
That's that milestone backed feeling.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 successes.
So this espionage shit is definitely not easy. The Tanis is making you fucking work for this, that's for sure. Like, just
Right.
because she's not as good a strategist as Malik was, she still is real fucking close. And you need to do a lot of real fucking careful planning, and by this point, there is more table than empty space in your hotel room.
Oh, goodness.
Like, you have basically been bringing extra tables fucking everywhere, and sometimes people are, like, standing on the beds at this point, and some people had to go back inside the gall just to have space for all these planning documents. This is getting into the Pepe Sylvia level of planning.
Yeah. That's literally what I was thinking of, yep.
But the working your fucking ass off and pouring a lot of your personal essence and work into this, as well as through Somnia's aid and your various troops' forms of moving and the demonic spies, you managed to get all of the troop intel information and all of the Perhaps more importantly, you are able to identify at least one means of infiltration into the mountain, possibly. Which is, I've used a Star Wars comparison. You found a way into the Death Star.
Yes, excellent.
You did not find the vent yet, but you found a way in.
That's still better than nothing.
Mm-hmm. War Venture is now 3-1.
Let's go.
First to 5 wins. Alright, now that that's done, let's go to the other major venture we are going to be tackling tonight is, where in the fuck is Shrike San Diego? This is going to be, I initially described this as a chase, but that is a bit too, that's going to be a little bit too, fast for this. This is going to be information gathering at this stage, and then in the next session will be the actual chase to track this fucker down. Infiltration and espionage. So this is going to be likely you could do this at the same time as you have your assorted demonic troops scouting for information on the Prasadi is looking for Shrike's underworld shit as well. The first difficulty step is going to be suspected / under surveillance in regards to having his own feelers in the city like the disguised ghost you saw earlier. This will be either a performance or stealth-based role in order to either act natural or just avoid the ghosts entirely. Probably
that sounds like a Lythander role. Lythander, do you want to be sneaky or do you want to perform?
I'm going to perform.
This doesn't mean you failed. This would just mean a complication. You could potentially do a retroactive stunt if you could think of one to get 2 more successes squeezed out.
Not that I can think of, which sucks.
No clever disguises for these ghosts?
Not really. Unless any of you guys have a suggestion.
What are you trying to do?
8 actions could also be helpful.
I mean,
here.
if you want, I could just...
the...
I could, let me see, where is it? You're essentially trying to create ghosts to, sabotage him or to scout him out, right?
Pretty much, I think.
Yes, you're trying to flush out a large amount of the ghosts in order to find out where Shrike is hiding, so he'll have to use political capital to regain control of his undead troops.
Vacant station scheme!
Ooh, nice, nice.
It's going to be 4 successes of fraudulent backing, and 5, reduce the difficulty of overcoming the obstacles in the venture in the ventures by my fraudulent backing score, provided the venture aims to improve or degrade the organization. The organization is Shrike. So probably works.
Yep.
What is the score from this roll?
I think it would only be tertiary backing.
Alright.
So 2.
Alright. But we reduced the difficulty
so that
by
would
2.
give Lythander 2 more dice, and if you could think of a way to stunt or creatively fuck with the local ghost population, that would be another 2 dice.
But wait.
Ooh, there's spooky ghosts over here. I throw sheet on Gavel.
Alright, yeah, that counts! And just, I'm imagining a bunch of the ashen ones, too, like in plain clothes, just wandering around covered in sheets. That works!
Brings it to 6 successes, then.
It's difficulty 5, so you did it.
Yay.
Just confusing Shrike enough through comedy bullshit. A bunch of ghosts just come peeking around. It's like, what the fuck's going on? What's with all your fucking... What are all of you clowns do? Oh god, the mortals are fucking... Oh god! And enough of a stir is caused that monks come out to, quote-unquote, exorcise the ghosts, and by that I mean just hucking huge packets of salt at the ashen ones in disguise to exorcise them, quote-unquote.
My eyes! Why did we agree to this? Why is Lythander a prick?
definitely distracting enough to realize that they're to pick up on maybe a glint of anima in the distance, which, because of the daycast anima effect, won't be enough to pinpoint his exact location, because it'll give him the perfect disguise thing, but it will definitely narrow down where you need to search. Next up is going to be, someone here knows me of how you're going to get close enough to Shrike without him realizing exactly who you are and going from passive background effects to pulling down his oh shit and then going directly into combat mode from there. This is going to be a stealth check. And this is going to be opposed by Shrike's own stealth. Any attribute, feel free.
For stealth?
Yep.
Am I the stealthiest person here?
I think so.
I do have an excellency in it, so I will have 14 dice. I am going
If you need an 8 action.
What is the terrain like?
Sorry, say again?
What's the terrain like?
The terrain of, like, the Prasadi outskirts is, very fertile and a lot of farmlands. This is where they have a lot of corporal casts, the low cast on the systematic caste structure around here. Raising a lot of crops effectively, and Red Path on the way to the sword store where the audience actually saw Shrike, so you're headed in the right way.
Alright, I'm going to try to transform into the closest thing to local fauna I can find.
Also, I'm gonna
and run around.
Also, I'm going to give Lythander domains beneficence to give him.
Ooh, from the fertility from volcanic soil.
Yeah.
What does that
I
do
think
for
that
me?
I think that would you honestly your natural goat shape might be pretty suitable here.
Yeah. This is with just using a moat. I have 9 successes.
All right, that gets you domains beneficence gets you 3 extra dice.
All right.
I think that you might be able to fish for a stunt here.
What does he
You're
need?
saying that
what does
9
he need?
successes is
he's
not
got
enough.
1, 2, 3. He's got 8 plus 3, 11. You got to beat 11.
Actually, you know what? That wouldn't be Shrike's stealth roll. It would be his awareness roll, which is less than what I rolled above. Let me re-roll that with less dice. Because that's not being fair, and I have to be fair. That beats him, at least.
All right.
By 1, but still.
It's still beating him. I mean, turning into a sheep should probably give me a stunt, though.
Well, you didn't need it, but in any case, you still manage. You know what? Yeah, sure, go ahead and take a stunt just to see if that'll get you any bonus advantages from going over the threshold needed.
Yeah. Oh, you got 1.
No,
That'll get you 2 successes. You could gain leverage over Shrike and reduce his resolve against you.
That means you tied the
I'll do that.
means you tied the previous roll.
Alright. Yeah, so you catch Shrike flat-footed, and he is not as on top of his game as when he had you at a disadvantage last time. Alright. I do think that this is probably... We're heading into session wrap-up right now. I will have specific... Next time I'll be the confrontation with Shrike, and... I think at this point you go inside the sword shop, though. And you are seeing, a woman with her anima still kind of glowing softly, just conked out on the floor unconscious. If she was dead, the anima would be off completely. That always fades on death.
okay.
And you see what looks like a poison needle in the back of her neck. In your goat shape. Probably with some of Gavel's demon buddies flanking you.
I am going to sniff the needle.
It's a paralytic, it's non-lethal.
I'm going to see if I can know what it actually is, to see if I can make a... With the stuff
Antidote?
here...
Yeah, roll sagacity with a 3 dice bonus because of the pot.
9.
Oh yeah, you can absolutely Little known fact, if you actually feed someone some powdered iron, that will clear this right up.
Hey, Pot, can you make iron? I know that's not something that's planned.
I mean, this is a sword shop, right? This is where they forge a bunch of shit.
You're right, but it's also one of those where plants can contain iron. So that's why I was just curious.
That is true, but I think it'd be funnier to just feed her a full iron bullion.
But it would be... Or it could be funnier if we feed her the sword that she smith. I'm going to put a iron bullion in her mouth.
Okay.
And then wander away. Wander. And he wandered away. Because I'm a goat.
Honestly, it was just the iron getting under her tongue that was needed as she just... Darts to her feet. What the fuck?
Bah.
Wait. Oh, it's one of the fucking goats from the countryside. Oh. What the...
Bah.
I'm going to have her make a roll with her bad tertiary dice pool to see if she can correctly identify what's going on or if she flubs it. She flubs it. Not a botch, but she does not... She misunderstands the situation as... Oh, God, did he blackmail you too, goat?
Bah?
I'll take that as a yes. Okay, listen, there's some asshole who has...
I nudged the
dirt.
needle. Bah.
Yeah, that guy. I had an illegitimate child, and because of that fucked with a lot of my progenitive essence, and my house has been effectively booting me out to the booties on punishment duty because that danger is, the blood hegemony and all that shit.
Bah.
That's neither here nor there. The point is, I'm going...
Sicko mode?
I'm assuming you're someone's familiar, so pass this on, but when last I saw him, he was at that funeral pyre. There's some kind of gate into the underworld there. I didn't dare cross it myself. My hearth is way out of town right now, and I need to wait for them to get back before I can do any kind of strike again at him. But if you're part of, I don't know, your own hearth, or if you're any of the exigents from out of town, there's a couple of them down here. There's that one detective around. If you know any of them, send them over there, and I can provide you with backup.
Bah.
Surreptitiously. Okay, Mr. Goat. That should send you here. And she puts she starts giving you armor. Goat armor.
Bah. Bah. And I waddled away, waddle.
Alright. Well, that's Shrike's location nailed down.
Bah.
Alright, I guess we're going to end off on footage of the crematorium itself. Glowing and working as, we cut to, a dead god on a funeral pyre. Impaled via a soul steel knife. As Shrike is dusting off his hands, wringing out the ichor and washing it, and appears to be putting it into a small portable furnace that he brought with him, as an elemental glowing with suspiciously white light looks on. Was that really necessary? I was looking forward to having that one. Well, it's the last step we need in order to bring the distraction in here, and I'm sure that while the dragons are away, you'll have ample opportunity to insert yourself into the local pantheon as is. True, not the avenue of infiltration I would have preferred with, but so be it. Alright, fine. Now, I should note that the Ashen ones may be closing in. Oh, there's no way they're gonna find where I am right here. They know what the underworld is, you realize. Oh yeah, I know that, but the point is where we are here. And the camera zooms out to have a whole fucking manse in the underworld. Who is ready for an actual dungeon crawl of a sort.
Boy.
Wait, we have dungeons? And we get to crawl them?
And we crawling.
Next you're gonna tell me that there's
Perhaps,
like a dragon in there.
Well, dragon blood, perhaps, but that's neither here nor there. Next time, punching this zombie in his stupid fucking face. Well, vampire, not a zombie. You know what I mean. Patrons.
Our dear
We have
patrons.
patrons?
Thank you to GB and Storm for supporting us at the 6-sided dice tier. In the future, once I have all of my shit in a row, and once I have all of this book work and personal job search work taken care of for the immediate future, I will resume updates on the Patreon and on our YouTube channel. The podcast feed has been staying consistent. I just need to be getting back to the video feed. And we'll be doing a lot more recording to wrap FateBreakers over the next few months. We are nearing partway through the end, the big stuff for the second arc. The second to last arc, rather. We are launching into the picking into the major factors to get ready for the big assault on the Death Star, and after that is going to be the grand finale arc, which we have been laying more seeds over the course of tonight. But that's not going to be our only campaign. There'll be others in the future, as discussed previously. Jojo again. And perhaps other things once we've had time to discuss. But beyond that, I'm going to go hit the stop button. Everyone have a good night. Next time we'll punch out a Dracula again. Thank you for listening to FateBreakers. We here at the Action Economy crew are proud to bring you this and other AP content, like Tomb of the Red Giant, the first half of our complete JoJo's Bizarre Adventure AP, as well as Rune Runners, our Icon AP. We'll also have a Patreon by the time you hear this. If you like what you've heard so far, feel free to drop us a little bit of money if you can afford to do so, and we could bring you even more content in the future. APs live and die by word of mouth, so if you liked us, please drop us a follow, like, share, retweet, whatever you can think of to help us out. We are excited to bring you more bi-weekly content in 2 weeks from now for the next FateBreakers, and other episodes time permitting. See you then.